Well, we want to bring it on with some of the email that you've submitted. And Pat, this first one comes from Paulette, who says, I live in Massachusetts where the state is undergoing a massive heroin fentanyl addiction problem. Recently, the Boston Herald newspaper headlines read, frequent visits by homeless put hospitals in a state of emergency. Patients draining Medicaid funds, ER resources. In the town next to mine, drug addicts are deliberately overdosing near hospitals so they can be revived by the drug Narcan. As Christians, what's the proper response to this issue? Should we set a limit to treatment, or should every hardworking taxpayer just hand over more and more funds for this problem? I'm finding it hard to be charitable toward the abusers of Medicaid because they're taking money from others who do not have self-induced problems. At age 60, I have 17-year-old twins to put through college, and all I can see is me being punished with higher taxes. Whew.
You know, that's a tremendous question. The Bible says, if any man will not work, let him not eat. Now, that didn't say, if any man will not work, let him go to the soup kitchen and let the government pick up the tab. That's not, I mean, it's tough love. If the guy doesn't work, let him not eat. There are a bunch of people who are just bums, and they're trying to, you know, ride in on the charity of others. And their tough love will say, I'm not going to give you something. I was reading an article today about FDR and welfare, and he said that this is like I'm paraphrasing now, but it's like a narcotic that nulls people. You cannot continually give things to people who are down and out. You take away their sense of worth and their sense of pride. And if these people are out drugging themselves, let them starve to death. I know that sounds hard, but that's the way it's got to be. You've got to say, all right, I'll give you a job. Here's something you can do constructive. I'll give you some work, and when you work something, then I'll give you some food to eat. But
I'm getting help, even getting to the place of getting help. If you fill in too much, they don't need to make that choice.
Exactly, but if all you're doing, you're just an enabler if you continue to do that. And I know that sounds very, very hard, but I'm quoting the Apostle Paul. If you don't work, you don't eat. Okay.
This is a viewer who says, some ministers say that God is in charge of everything in our lives, while others say that God is not. What's your opinion on the matter?
Well, let me quote again. My authority is the Apostle Paul. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, free will. You got it? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Quote, for it is God who works within you both to will and do of his good pleasure. You have to hold the two in tension. God is sovereign and he's working. You need to work. The two are in tension. And nobody has ever been forgiven for sinning because it was God's predestined, foreordained will or something. You work out your own salvation. So that's the only question. That's over.
That's how much time we have, but we'll be back, so we'll take more of their questions tomorrow.
We leave you with today's Power Minute from 2 Corinthians. Now, the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.